Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Yesterday I posted a video about how many white folks are reacting to the shocking news that the House Republicans voted to give Donald Trump the power to deport American citizens. So according to the White House spokesperson, the plan is to supposedly deport hardcore criminals, right? But let's be real, what about the little one that were recently deported, the cancer patient? Were they criminals too? Now today's video is a follow-up, but with a different lens. We are going to focus on how Black Americans reacted to this news. And given their history in the US, we should know by now that they're going to set the record straight. So before some commenters come on me, the ones who usually jump on me on this, why does this have to be about race? Well, let me stop you right there. It's like I always say in the videos, I group reaction videos based on the communities that they're coming from, because the context matters, and yes, that's valid. So in this video, we're going to watch some clips from the Black community. They're going to share their thoughts on this disturbing news. So stick around, because I'll be right back at the end of this video to give my own 2 cents. Let's watch this.
As far as I'm concerned, you randomly kidnapping folk and you throwing them out of the country against their civil rights, against their constitutional rights. And frankly, how would they feel if some other country decided that they were going to just start throwing people randomly in our country? Like that is absolutely insane. So yes, all I gotta say is y'all need to get these fools out of here.
Okay, so they voted to deport U.S. citizens, all right? So that's they voting to start deporting us if you're a bad criminal or whatever, right? Okay, you know what? Let's say we play this game. I'm crazy, you crazy. Let's see who can be crazier. I say we do that. But if we do that, we throw in anybody who associated, engaged in, or indulged in, or is in any way tied to the triple Ks. If you are in any way tied to them, you should be deported as well. Yep. Get them all up out of here. Yep. I don't care if you part of the MS-13, the Triple K, Chris Bloods, deportation in 5. I am just saying I think we should really consider it, because if we really want to get rid of bad people, you'd be surprised what those planes and them boats will be looking like. And I can tell you one thing, it's going to be very diverse, but it's going to be a majority of this side.
Okay, I think it's time we start talking about U.S. citizenship, because if you think being a U.S. citizen makes you safe from deportation under this Trump administration, I need you to listen closely, because right now, under Trump's second term, we're seeing something that we're never supposed to see in a constitutional democracy. American citizens are being deported. I'm talking about babies, cancer patients, legal residents, sent across borders, sometimes without hearings, without lawyers, and without their medicine, and without basic due process. That's not a mistake. That's not a glitch. That's a sign. 3 U.S. citizen children, one just 2 years old, another battling stage 4 cancer, were deported to Honduras with their mothers. And when the judge asked the government to verify if the mother really chose to take her children, it was too late. The plane had already taken off. Now, let that sink in. A U.S. citizen child with cancer was deported without her medication. And when Congress had a chance to put in protections to make sure that this never happens again, House Republicans voted it down. So I don't want to hear this isn't who we are, because apparently this is what we're becoming, okay? Unless we decide to stop it. And look, I get it. Trump says that he's only targeting criminals. But here's the truth. Once you break the law to exile citizens, once you ignore courts' orders to sideline immigration judges, you're not just fighting crime. You're fighting the Constitution. And even worse, Trump has already openly floated the idea of sending U.S. citizens, the so-called homegrown criminals, to foreign prisons. He even joked that mistakes are just part of life. That's not leadership. That is authoritarianism testing the waters. So here's what we have to understand, that the Constitution protects all citizens from unlawful exile. Due process isn't optional. It's a cornerstone of democracy. And when government starts picking and choosing who gets to stay based on politics, race, or convenience, nobody's safe. Our citizenship is truly safe. So we are witnessing the slow erosion of the rule of law, one executive order at a time. And if we don't fight back with knowledge, with votes, with lawsuits, with clarity, we're going to wake up in a country where your rights only exist until someone more powerful says they don't. So I'll leave you with this. Citizenship without rights is just paperwork, and democracy without accountability is just theater. Now is the time to choose fear or freedom. What side are you on?
So all of the Republican Congress members voted that it was okay to deport American citizens. That's right, you got it. It's okay to deport American citizens. Not just people who came here and became citizens, people who are born here. So this is the tactic to get everybody out of the U.S. Jaywalking, deported. Late on your child support payments, deported. Didn't pay your taxes, deported. Got a speeding ticket, deported. I'm just saying at this point, anything can be deemed deportable. You know what would be hilarious? Is if all of us who don't want this just picked up and left altogether. Just leave it. Leave all the rich people and all the people that are benefiting from other people's suffering here. And the rest of us just go. And let's see how that works out for them. Then all the jobs will be their jobs, including cleaning the toilets and doing the landscaping, serving food. All you. Let's see how great America will be then.
So yesterday, the Republicans voted to give Trump the authority to be able to deport American citizens. I said, they're trying to. If this passes all the way from the House to the Senate, we in trouble, okay? But what I got from this is if this does pass, that means that anybody who do not agree with Trump, you make him mad, you piss him off, you try to tell him about himself, about how you feel about a certain situation on a topic, he is going to deport you. That's what I'm getting from this. If he does not get his way from whatever else, he's going to deport you. I'm also getting that, I don't know, his hate for Hispanics, okay, and whoever else, okay, he's going to try to deport them to anybody, okay, he's going to deport you. They just voted on this. Yeah. Oh, are we great yet? Oh.
Y'all not gonna believe this shit. I just watched Jasmine Crockett. She said that the Republicans voted yesterday to deport United States citizens. Excuse my hair, some of my twisties came loose. But anyway, they're ready to deport black men. Be ready, be careful. I told y'all this was coming. Jasmine Crockett just said it. She just said they held a meeting and all the Republicans voted to deport United States citizens. They voted for that shit, okay? I told y'all black men to be careful. I told you they was coming for us. They coming. Y'all better be ready. This ain't no jokey joke right here. Y'all better be ready because they're coming. They just they voted for the police to be able to come in and deport.
So Donald Trump just admitted something that literally rips apart all the little think pieces of you MAGA supporters and you ex-MAGA supporters talking about, oh, you can't believe what Donald Trump is doing. This man literally stated, you should not be surprised by what I'm doing because I campaigned this. You knew that this is what I was going to do because I told you that this was what I was going to do. So why are you surprised? That's what came out of Donald Trump's mouth. Go and fact check this if you think that I'm lying. Go on MSN.com right now and type in, because the title of this article is Trump says voters unhappy about the economy and his trade war with China should deal with it because, in quotation, they signed up for it actually. This is me reading from the article. So President Donald Trump's tariff policies has sparked fear and uncertainty in the market, clear. But Trump says voters should have expected him to impose these tariffs when they backed him in November. He says, well, they did sign up for it actually, and this is what I campaigned on, Trump said. President Donald Trump says voters should have expected him to impose so-called reciprocal tariffs on the world when they chose to back him in last year's presidential election. Well, they did sign up for it actually. This is what I campaigned on, Trump said on the tariffs during an interview with ABC News that aired Tuesday. So all of you guys, you MAGA supporters that were trying to get sympathy and pity because there's certain people now who know you for who you are and for what you voted for, trying to get us and basically gaslight us into believing that you didn't know what you were voting for. This man is literally saying you knew what you were voting for because I campaigned on it. I told everybody that this is what I was going to do, and you guys decided to support me. Now I'm here and I'm doing what I said I was gonna do, and you're upset? Not even upset, y'all are copping pleas. Y'all are copping pleas because you don't want people to know that this is what you knew you were signing up for. You just didn't think that it was going to affect you. And that's where I would want you to be honest. Be honest like the man that you guys supported, because he's coming out here and telling everybody, I don't know why these voters are talking about their surprise when I had been campaigning this. Thank you. At least one of them, even if it's the leader, is honest. You have the cheese lady that was over here lying and copping a plea talking about, oh, I just did it so that I could have cheese for my daughter. I want to be able to afford groceries. Now you can't afford the cheese. Now you can't afford the cheese. I don't know if you could even get the block cheese. You probably aren't even qualified anymore to receive government cheese. You understand? You have people talking about, oh, it's going to make groceries cheaper. Oh, our schools are going to be more funded. How do you feel? Your schools are getting shut down. And now the very place that you decided to move to just so that you would be able to put your kid into that school, it was for no fucking reason. Farmers are not getting funding. All of you guys, he's literally saying, and I hope if you are black and you've had some type of back and forth on whether or not you should, kind of cut certain people off depending on how they voted. This man, Donald Trump, is saying, I told my voters what I was going to do. They knew and they still supported me. They knew. They should not be shocked. If they're telling you they're shocked, they're lying in your face because I told them what I was going to do and they said yes. They said, bet, we want that. That's exactly what happened. Okay? That's exactly what happened. So no longer fret with yourself and going back and forth on whether or not you should keep certain people around you or should they have access to you. Okay? If they voted for Donald Trump, they voted for selfishness. They voted for no equality. They voted for racism. They voted for, they knew. They 100% knew. All of them little think pieces is bullshit. It's performative. They knew.
So now that the House of Representatives has effectively passed a bill that now will go to the Senate that will legally allow the administration to deport U.S. citizens, I have some follow-up points of negotiation that I would like to give to you. Number one, do I get to pick the destination? If you give me a list of 5 to 10 countries, I will elect my top 3 and you get back to me on what you can do with that. Number 2, you're going to cancel my student loans, right? Because I can't use my education obtained here in the next country. I will have to go back to school. So you should probably go ahead and cancel that, as well as credit me back all the money that I have busted my ass to pay to you to pay those student loans off. Number 3, can I volunteer as tribute? Do we have to commit a crime to be deported? Is there a list to sign up? I think that would be a great idea if you're trying to offload some people. I think many would volunteer for this. Number 4, credit scores, debt. You're going to cancel that, right? Because if I'm no longer a citizen, I don't think I should have to adhere to credit scores or pay back any debt that I acquired as a citizen here. That should be null and void. I think that's a great idea. Number 5, are you paying for my move? I think there should be some incentive, reimbursement, relocation assistance. I think you should pay for it. As long as I didn't commit a crime to get deported, if I volunteered, I think it should be on your dime. Because I've been paying my taxes for years now, and I think that's the least that you can do is go ahead and pay for my move to the next country. You get back to me, look through my terms. If you need a PDF, I can send that to you. Happy to negotiate further.
Okay, so let's talk about this. Seriously, why is deporting American citizens even a conversation in 2025? Think about that for a second. Citizens, people who were born in the US, people who have built their lives there, now potentially being targeted for deportation. If this ever becomes a law, let's not even think about it. A whole lot of people are going to be deported. And I'm not talking about, the future, like in the next 2 years. This vote actually happened. Is it yesterday or the day before yesterday? All the Republicans backed this. Every single one of them backed this. They voted to give Donald Trump the power to deport American citizens. That's wild. That's a matter of a public record, And here's what had me thinking. I saw this clip recently, like a palm color man who was questioning the Republicans, asking them a question like, do you guys just go along with whatever Trump says, even when you guys know that it is wrong? The silence after this question, it said everything. That's the American people are in right now, where people are. It's hard to say certain things here. There's no freedom of speech anymore. I'm feeling to say certain things, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say what I can. Even what's being processed across. Cross every line that everybody think, was law. I wanted to say let's not sugarcoat this. I'm trying to sugarcoat before. I don't want to be censored. I don't want your comments to be censored. That place is turning into a dangerous place for immigrants, and not just undocumented ones. This is about legal people, American citizens. This is about people who've been living there for years. They've been paying taxes, building families, contributing to the economy. This is very sad. The line is getting, I don't know. It's getting wilder. It's becoming a dangerous place to raise families in, And if you think you're safe just because you've got papers, you're American by paper, or because you were born there, think again, because the goalposts are moving way too fast. Okay, I have to ask, are people, this is the question for my fellow Africans or anybody out there, are you guys still traveling to the US? Like, are folks really still trying to go there? Especially for the Africans who have to spend thousands of dollars just to get their visas. Are you guys still traveling to the US? Only to walk into that kind of pressure. My African brothers and sisters, that's a question for you. Are you guys still traveling to America? I say this with love. Are you still trying to move there? I know for decades America was, the dream, the American dream. But at the moment, that's a risk. Traveling to US is a risk now. And for those Africans who are already living in America, this is a tough pill. But I'm going to say it. Maybe it's time to, seriously consider coming back to Africa and fix your continent. I know that's easier said than done. Trust me, I get it. But if the situation here keeps escalating like this, if the situation keeps escalating in the US like that, you will have no choice. Or let me ask you, will you have a choice? Living under constant fear, not knowing if your legal status is even respected anymore. That's not sustainable. That's not freedom. Now back to the president. And let me be very clear here. I'm not blaming him for doing what he's doing. Like, seriously, I'm not blaming him, because he's a very good president. Because to be honest, he's doing exactly what he said he would do. He didn't hide it. He didn't sugarcoat anything. He laid it all out there. He said he's gonna do this. Whatever he's doing right now, he said he's gonna do. And still people went out and voted for him. Okay, that's the part I will never understand. And you're here making videos, President Trump is not good. Well, come on. You're getting exactly what you voted for, right? If someone tells you what they stand for, if someone tells you what they're going to do to your community, and you still choose them, then don't come back, crying. Don't act surprised. Don't suddenly want to protest when the policies start to touch your front door. I mean, give the man a break. He's a very good president, okay? And let's not pretend like you guys were not warned. Okay, whoever is complaining about this and you voted red, don't pretend like nobody warned you. Okay, so if you voted for him, this is what you signed up for. Stop complaining and get used to it. Okay, that's the reality now, of course. Okay, I'm not going to talk about anyway, this whatever I've just said right now, this is not for the 92%. Okay, that's not for the 92%. You guys, you are the real VPs, very important people. You try to warn everybody. The people who've been fighting for this from day one, the ones who saw through the noise and never bought into the hype. Y'all keep holding the line. You're the best. But seriously, this is a time to reflect, not just react, because if deporting US citizens is even being debated at the highest levels of government, if that's not a wake-up call for all of you, I don't know what it is. I don't know what is. This is bigger than one man. This is about fragile rights, because this is about fragile rights. Okay, when people in power stop respecting the law, stop respecting the Constitution, and start acting on fear, division, and control, that's dangerous. So tell me, what do you guys think about this? What do you think about the fact that all House Republicans voted in favor of this? What does that tell you? What do you think it means for the future of the US? Do you feel safe? Do you feel seen? And for my fellow Africans in the diaspora, just return back to Africa. Come back and fix your continent. Because, hey, guys, just come back. Let me know what you guys think about this video in the comments section down below. Share your thoughts, and if you have not subscribed to this channel, please make sure you do. Yeah, and if you haven't seen yesterday's video, you can, it's just I think two videos away from this one. Yeah, I broke down the reactions from a lot of there were a lot of reactions from the white community, concerning this situation, and it adds a whole other layer to what we're seeing play out. Yeah, with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for for being part of this conversation. We need each other more than ever right now. I'll catch you in the next video. Stay peaceful.